Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Sherry and my channel is Blue Gemini. So good morning, you guys. So part 3 of Chanel's video has come out. Y'all, I feel like I'm like working overtime. I'm recording as soon as I wake up. What? And y'all know I got my little sidekick with me. So I'm gonna try and get this done smoothly while she's semi-distracted. But yeah, so part 3 of Chanel's video came out. Girl, I have literally been waking up and recording. I don't usually do that. Normally, I wait a little bit throughout the day, let my face go down from sleeping so hard. But okay, this is worth it. So part 3 came out. If y'all haven't went to go see it, go check it out on Chanel's page. That's how you spell her name. I'm sorry, not Chanelly. Girl, okay. Is it Chanel or is it Chanelly? Because today I heard you say Chanel on the part 3, but then maybe you just call yourself Chanelly. I don't know. Clarify it though, because I can't remember Chanelly for nothing when I'm talking. So if I could just call you Chanel, that'll help. I got a cousin named Chanel, so that's an easy name to remember. But anyway, so oh my god. Anyways, so and she starts. But so I watched the part 3. Don't nobody want to see your stinky feet? So I watched the part 3, and I'm not gonna lie, like it was kind of dry. Like I was expecting to get a cup of hot tea, and I got water. But at the same time, she's not out to bash and she's not out to troll. She's not out to, she's not out to spill tea. She's just spilling her experience. So I get it, girl. I get it. So she basically said on part 3, what did she say? See, the only thing I kind of remembered was the pictures. Oh, she was basically talking about the cups. Like, girl, you give me like 2 things to speak on per video. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm here for it still. But so she was basically speaking on those cups that Adrian Slays had showed us, saying that it was Puff Puff Gang's. It was Walt's cups that he was going to try and give out to Puff Puff Gang. I don't understand why people are so like against believing this girl's story. It's not that, it's not a super juicy story. It's not a super juicy story or anything. She's not sitting there saying like, oh, I did this, I did that, he did this and he did that. She's just telling a basic, a basic dating story that I'm sure all of us have had with somebody at one point in our life or another. But she was just basically saying, you done? She was just basically saying that she made him the cups as a gift, which, I mean, it's believable. Like, why is that so unbelievable? People are like, oh, but people send Walt gifts all the time. That's true, too, but Walt usually shows us the gifts he receives from people, hasn't he, in the past? I mean, unless other people, can confirm that y'all have sent him something since he's been with Cindy and he hasn't showed it. But from what I remember, when he was with Cindy, even with, did he get gifts with Nisha? I don't know. But I know with Cindy, when he got Puff Puff Gang gear and stuff like that, things that people made, he'd show us. So why he didn't show us these cups, y'all? Why he didn't even drink with the cup? He didn't even show it. He didn't say like, this is my new merchandise. Nothing, because it was a gift. It was a personal gift. So I can see that. And I honestly just feel like she was making it because she wanted to give him a gift. Like, y'all, the girl was pretty much like falling for him. So yeah, like I know you guys have been talking to a man, okay? And whether you do it or not, you have thought about gifting him something. Like whether it be his birthday coming up or a holiday, or, they started talking during Christmas. So maybe it was a Christmas gift from her. She just wanted to show him her appreciation. Like, yeah, everybody's not going to do that. I'm not going to go and buy or make anything for any man that I'm talking to. But I have thought about it for the ones that I'm really like stuck on. I have thought about it, but then my mama comes in the back of my mind like, don't be buying these men nothing. So that's what I don't do it. But I can see why she would want to. And if you're creative enough, actually, no, she didn't even go buy it. Didn't she get it made, or she made it? So that's kind of different too. If you have a gift or a skill or something, then I can see why she would, especially because he's a YouTuber. If I knew how to make t-shirts or something, I would make a t-shirt for a man. If I know, I did this at no cost. It's just me wanting to give something to you that represents, you. So that's what she did. I don't understand why that's like this big old thing. Now, girl, I was expecting better pictures. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I was expecting hot tea. I was expecting, Walt sitting on the sofa, knocked out or passed out from Hennessy or something in your house, or, a picture of y'all in like a personal setting other than like a restaurant or something like that. That's what I was expecting. Now, the picture that she gave, it just pretty much proves that she was not out to get him from the jump. She did not get with him or talk to him with the intentions of exposing him. So everybody who's saying that she's doing it for clout and she's just trying to cause trouble and drama and stuff, the picture clearly shows she's taking a picture of her meal. Okay, if she really wanted to like sit there and take some just in case pictures, like just in case he does something, I just want proof that he was here. I would have raised that camera up a little bit. Got she didn't want to take a picture of his face, but I'd have got the mouth and below or something. I would have got something to where it's like, y'all know for a fact this is him. But she didn't do that. And I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh no, you guys didn't go on dates and stuff because you didn't show no real pictures. You didn't give no text messages. Like, girl, you should have exposed some text messages. Just to say like it was more than just a meetup. But I mean, everybody's not messy like that. So I'm not I'm not gonna say like, girl, you should have just let it all out. Everybody's not like that. So she just happened to have that picture, it seems like, with his hand in it. And I do think that was his hand. I do. Because y'all, we all know Walt and them orthopedic looking hands. We all know how he holds his hands, how stiff his hands just naturally look. They look like they're made out of like stone, like cement. So I recognize them hands. So I do believe that she was on a date with him. And that just leads me to question him even more. Like, the fact that you're completely denying that you even know this girl, and you clearly know this girl, says that there's more to it that you just don't want to say. So that alone should make people believe it. Like, if you were gonna lie about knowing somebody, it's because there's something else to it. If you just knew her and went on a date, there's nothing wrong with saying, I went on a few dates with the girl. Like, so be it. Because honestly, I just think that Walt was just playing the field. At that time, he had just split with Sin. I feel like during the end of him and Sin's relationship, he was mentally checking out already. Like, as much as nobody wants to believe it, I believe, my opinion, is that he was mentally checking out. For him to just leave one and roll into the next one's bed, he was mentally checking out already. So I think he was getting his team together. He was getting his team for when he goes to Milwaukee, people for him to visit, stuff for him to do. Oh God. He's not an indoor person. He's not somebody who likes to just sit at home. So I'm sure he was finding, no, baby. No, we're not going to play the jungle gym game. But She's throwing me off. Oh my gosh, she does this on purpose. But for him to oh, what was I saying? I don't know. Maybe I'll pick up where I left off because I don't even remember. But for him to be having so many people in Milwaukee that he's pretty much just keeping on the back burner. He doesn't like being inside. So yeah, he's going to find things to do. He's going to find people to see. He's going to find reasons to come back. He's going to find reasons to come back. And no, baby, sit down. Daddy. I'm not daddy. Do I look like daddy? But he's going to find reasons to come back. He's not, especially if he's staying with family. He was originally staying with his sister or whatever she is, Day Day and Dre and them. I don't know what they really are to him, but he was originally staying with them. Okay? The only way that he was going to have a place to stay in Milwaukee before the whole sin thing blew up and, you know, he ended up staying with Adrian. Before that, his only options were probably going back to Day Day and Dre's house, staying with some female. So, of course, he had to make sure he had his ducks in a row. And he had to make sure he had his ducks in a row. So, I don't think that it would make sense to just lie and act like you don't know her when, at the end of the day, you were single, right? Right out of Cindy. You were single up until, I would assume, up until you did that collab with Nisha. So why lie about it? Why not just say, like, yeah, we dated? But when you play dumb and act like you just have no clue who this person is, then there's more to it. You can't lie and then think that people are just going to believe you now. Like, no, sir, it doesn't make any sense. So, again, like I've said in every video that I've made about this situation, I believe her. I believe that she did meet up with him. I believe that they did go on some dates. But I believe that they did go on some dates. I believe everything she said happened because it wasn't that juicy. It was, you know, two people who are talking and they go on dates and then the end. Like it wasn't like she was giving real juice stuff. So I believe that. Why not? Why not? Just because she's putting it on a platform? Somebody has said in her comments, no, mine. She be trying to like cuss me out, y'all. I don't know what she be saying, but I just know from the hand movements and stuff, like, we gonna fight when she get big enough to take a punch. Like, ooh. But I seen somebody in her comments saying that basically if she would have told this story as like a story time, just a regular YouTube story time, nobody would have an issue. So just because she's saying it about somebody who we all know, what's the problem? That's the whole point. I doubt if this was just about anybody, she would even tell the story because it's so dry. So why not tell it? Because we know who she's talking about. Like, come on, y'all. Like, what doesn't make sense about that? I don't understand. This whole social media stuff is just so weird with people. It's like they're cults. Like they're cults to whoever somebody is talking about, and they're just like so against whatever this person says about this other person because they're just in love and just, you know, not in love with the person, but just like the page and stuff. Like they're loyal to the page or whatever, if that's what you want to call it. It's a little cultish to me because I'm all for Walt. Like, I'll say my little stuff about him, but I've been watching Walt from the jump. Like, there's times where I like him and there's times when I don't. When he's acting funny and acting like a little female, I don't, which is now. Like, I don't care for him right now. But these other people, they're like diehard, like he can do no wrong. Those are the people that are just like blind to all the BS, and then they're probably part of the whole genuine gremlin crew too. That's my new name for y'all, because y'all ain't no gems. Y'all are not no diamonds or anything close to it. Y'all are gremlins, and she is the headmaster. Yeah, don't take it personal. If I got people on my page that like her, y'all, I don't care. I don't have nothing against people that like people I don't like. But y'all some gremlins. I'm just kidding. But And then you guys, what's weird is the fact that genuinely Nisha posted Chanel's page on her community post. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's like she's trying to send her gremlins to the girl's page directly just to sit there and say like, oh no, you just want clout, you're just doing this, blah blah blah, he doesn't want you, blah blah blah. And it's just like, how messy can you be? But then she sits there and acts like, oh, I'm not about drama, I don't do anything. Like, girl, 95% of us see it. Now that 5% are blind to it all, but we see it. And that was messy as hell and pointless as hell. Like, if you don't know the situation, why even post it? What does it matter? She's not talking bad on you. She's not saying anything that requires your response. So why post it? Hold on, y'all. I gotta put her game. What do you want? Oh, that one? Huh. But so back to her part 3. So yeah, like I said, she didn't really give much juice. I just think she's just not scorned and not bitter, because I don't think she's sitting there saying like, I just wish I would have had him and all that stuff. I just think putting out videos and stuff and kind of getting other people's feedback helps with those kind of situations. Like, because at the end of the day, nobody wants to accept that the person that they were expecting to have something with didn't want it with them, and they basically were played, because that's basically what it was. She was played. Even if it's, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's 100% like Walt should have not did that to her and he's just so wrong, because things happen. We don't know what happened within them 4th dates. Pause. Girl, I'm gonna need you to make a video to explain the whole Starks thing. Because people are saying that that's what did it. I don't think so. I know I've seen people do like eating the starch. But girl, just make a video and just explain like what made you do that. Like, what made you see this powder and think, let me eat it? I haven't even watched the video yet, but people just keep saying like, have you seen the rest of the videos and stuff? So girl, just explain, like, why? Does it taste good? Do you mix something with it, or just what got you into that? Okay, so back to what I was saying. I just had to say that because I'm real curious. I've seen people eating it. So it's not like she's eating something that's just so crazy. I've even seen somebody say that people back in the day used to always eat it. So I'm just curious. So let me know. I'm curious, and I'm sure other people are curious too. Like, explain that whole situation. Break that down. But like I said, people can go on dates, and I mean, you go on dates to see how a person is, to get to know somebody. So maybe date 1 through 3 were like super bomb, and then date 4, maybe she said something that was off, or maybe she was being too clingy, or maybe he could just tell she was falling. maybe he could just tell she was falling for him or something, and he was just like, no, I'm not trying to do all that. And so he just disappeared. He doesn't seem like he knows how to just tell people like it's not working out. He seems like it's a pattern for him to just up and disappear, because that's the easiest way to do it. Because I do think Walt has a good heart, but I just think he shows some typical man ways too. So I'm not gonna say he's just like God's gift to earth and he's just this great guy. He has a good heart. That does not mean you're a good boyfriend or a good dating spouse or anything like that. It just means deep down inside, you're not a bad person. Okay? It doesn't mean you don't do bad things. It just means you're genuinely not a bad person. I know somebody who, I was about to say something, but I know somebody who is a horrible person, does horrible things, has so much karma coming back to him, but deep down inside, like the very surface, like when God created him, the first layer was like really nice and really sweet and this really good guy, and then all the crap got, put on top of that. So I think that's the case with Walt. I think he's a sweet guy. He's a good person at heart, but he makes typical Negro choices. Like he makes typical choices of men. So it's no surprise. But I do think that, everybody has a right to want to be with who they want to be with. Now, regardless of how Chanel may have felt about the dates and their chemistry and all that stuff, he may not have felt the same. And honestly, he may have just been putting on an act just to see, what kind of a woman you are and how much he can really do with you, how much he can really get out of you type of thing. And on top of that, like, I feel like Walt can't handle a woman who actually has something going for herself. Like, I don't. I feel like with Walt, he clicks better with women who are doing nothing with life as well, i.e. Nisha. Because I have yet to hear her speak about getting off of work or working hours. Or working hours. I have yet to hear him talk about her working hours or her say, oh, I just got off of work or anything. Only thing she's done is been in that house talking about she a CNA. At the end of the day, like, girl, 18-year-olds are CNAs. Like, that's the furthest you got at almost 40 is a CNA. That's your proud career. Like, no. I think Walt... No, stop it. Stop it. I think Walt just deals better with women who have the bare minimum. Nisha ain't got no house. I don't know for sure if she got a car or not. Shoot, it. For all we know, it's Granny's car. She ain't got no kind of business. I don't care about that little fake lash business crap. Like, girl, if you don't already have it, it doesn't count. I don't care how, like, I could sit up here and say, yes, I'm going to make this. I'm not going to get the credit for being a business owner if there ain't no business yet. My thoughts are not a business. So her thoughts are not a business. But, oh girl, Chanel, she seems like she at least has some things established. Like, she has a job. She has a home. She has a car. She has multiple other revenues of income. She has things that she's doing. And he probably just knows from experience that does not work because he's doing nothing. Has nothing. So I'm pretty sure he's like learning that, okay, dang, this YouTube check isn't enough for people to let me just lay up and play video games and smoke all day. So I feel like that right there was low-key a turnoff for him. Just seeing that she's actually established. She has goals. There's things that she wants to do in life. And he doesn't have that kind of mentality. So he's going to find somebody who has the same low-life mentality as him. Now, if Nisha would have came like, I got this kind of career, I got this, that, and the other, then okay. But she doesn't. Even with Sin. When Sin first came on the scene, I don't know if she was working or not, because I think it was when Rona first started. But when she came on the scene, okay, all she had was a place and a car. And that was even more than what he had and what he was probably even used to. So as time goes on, when she would start doing her little jobs and stuff, and she would come in the videos talking about how she was at work and how she got off and how she wants to do this and do that, and her goal was to buy a house and stuff. I think that told him right there, like, you want to do too much. Let me go. Let me go, because I can't just sit up here and play the game all day here while you're out there trying to do something and make something of life. And I don't think Nisha's doing that. Like, all they doing is eating. She's never talking about anything productive that she's doing. She's never talking about anything that she's doing to further life. Nothing. And she doesn't have nothing but Puppy, that bench in the kitchen, and Granny's house. And that is all. Even her brother has a business, has links, has information for the business. She has nothing. Nothing. So of course that's more his speed. So like I said before, girl, you dodged a bullet. You dodged a bullet. You would have had a grown son sitting up in your house. That whole facade of chilling with Walt and how much of a great guy he is would have faded, guaranteed, once he was up in your house. And you knew at the end of the day, you got to deal with 24/7 chilling with Walt. Not just 20 minutes of a video and, an hour of a date or whatever. You got to deal with that 24/7. You do not want that. You do not. And I'm glad that she's pretty much just like, he's with Nisha now. And girl, do not think that Nisha won. They both lost. They both lost. They both did not gain anything but themselves. So they're just like the blind leading the blind. They both have nothing between the two of them. This little YouTube check that Walt got, that's pretty much like blowing his head up, is not going to be there forever. It's not. He's not, even though he's related to B-Love, he's not the type that will take what he gets and actually improve it. He doesn't understand the potential of his channel and what he could be doing. So this is it. This is the best we're going to get. And this is not going to last forever. Guaranteed. Like guaranteed. So girl, you dodged a bullet, because once this YouTube stuff dries up, he's going back to the block. He gonna go back to that corner and sell whatever he sells. He gonna go back to the hood. He's gonna go and do what's comfortable for him. Like, you did not lose. They deserve each other. And at the end of the day, we don't know all the details of what really happened. Like, we didn't see the text messages. She didn't really go into detail about like what he was feeding her, basically. Like, everybody's saying like, oh, it was just a date and, it's not that serious. It's not that deep to be falling so hard. But we don't know how hard he was, like, coming at her, how much he was really saying, how much he was telling her in her ear, like, this is us, I want to be with you, and blah, blah, blah. We don't know that. We don't know how close they really were. And she's probably not going to sit there and spill every little detail, because she doesn't seem like she's a messy person. So we'll never really know. But obviously he did enough to pretty much get her. Okay? It doesn't take years to fall for somebody. It's that whole, have y'all heard of the whole love at first sight thing? It's just, people can captivate you. People can just make you just see everything that you've ever wanted. And men know how to play the role. If she's ever sat there and told him like, yeah, I like that you do this, I like that you do that, I want a man that's like this, like that, it's basically telling him, this is how I need you to act. Okay? For me to fall for you, I need you to act this way. And I learned that the hard way, because I was talking to somebody and I would constantly say like, I'm this type of woman, I like this type of man, I like this kind of stuff. It would just be like random conversations where it's like, like those scenario conversations where you just try and feel the person out and just kind of see like, what would you say if this? Or you just let them know like, I don't like clinginess, or, whatever the case may be. And I was talking to somebody and they were doing everything that I was saying. They were like being the perfect person, like Prince Charming. And then it only lasts for so long, because eventually the real them comes out. You can only act for so long. So no matter what, no matter how good they act, no matter how sweet they act, no matter how much they tell you what you want to hear, it can only go for so long. And most men do not know how to keep it going. I give it like at most 3 months, and then the real them comes out guaranteed. But it just goes to show you that wasn't the man you really wanted. I know I personally, that's ugly to me, that a man can't sit there and be real with you and just say like, no, that's just not what I'm looking for right now. Like that's like, that's not cute to me. That right there alone would turn me off of a man. But I just think that I really think that this is kind of like therapeutic for her to just get it out there and kind of just see like, girl, you're not missing nothing, girl. And just to kind of see you're not missing nothing. I can only imagine how much of an emotional roller coaster it's been for her just to see him on videos with Nisha and stuff. Eris, girl. Just to see her on videos with Nisha and stuff like that, and just Eris. But just to see her on videos with Nisha, I mean, see him on videos with Nisha. But I can only imagine just how like much of an emotional roller coaster it is just seeing him on videos with Nisha. Like just knowing that, dang, like we were good and then you just disappeared. So I can see why this would be therapeutic. Because I mean, you do sit there and you question yourself. You question like, dang, what did I do? Like, dang, like we were hitting it off. It makes you not trust the next one because it's just like, do I really want to get my hopes up with the next one? If, you know, this last one just played me. We were so good. The chemistry was there. And then bam. Stop! But it's like we were so good and the chemistry was just there. So I mean, even though they only talked for like a month, that actually like does a lot to your emotions. You sit there and you go falling for this person, letting your guard down just to pretty much get slapped in the face. So that kind of makes it worse too. It makes you hold on to it even more just because you're just like, what happened? Like, what happened? And the fact that I'm sure Walt has not told her. So it just makes her like, what the hell? Like, y'all, short story time, real quick. I talked to this one guy years ago. And he wasn't even my type like that. Like, he wasn't anything that I would actually consider like a boyfriend or nothing like that. We literally just talked for like a couple weeks, but we texted all the time. I wasn't falling for him. I wasn't like, it was just kind of like, okay, you're fun conversation. But he wasn't like my type as far as boyfriend type. I got a rare type. And the Negro just disappeared. Like he just disappeared. He just, one minute we were texting all the time. The next minute wouldn't answer phone calls. Nothing. And to this day, this is years. I have no idea why. I don't care anymore. But right after it happened, like I remember every time I would talk to my friend, I would just be like, but the audacity to just disappear, like, no, that I'm the one that cuts it off. I don't have people cut it off on me. So that was just like, wait a minute, hold up. Like, nah, I'm gonna need an explanation or something. Like, I'm gonna need something. And for months, you guys, I would sit there with my friend, and I would tell her, like, call his phone, just see if he answers. Because I was just like, he has to be in jail or dead or something for him to just disappear. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It's like you obsess over just the reason of just knowing just why. Just why. Like, just what was the point? You obsess over that. So I remember sitting there and I would fake dial and act like I was butt dialing. Like, tell myself, like, okay, if he answers, I'm just going to act like I was butt dialing and not say nothing. Like, I was weird, y'all. But I was younger. It was like years ago. And that went on for months. Like, I would, I knew the complex he lived in. So me and my friend would drive around the complex just to see if we saw him. I never wanted to confront him or anything like that. I just was like, I told myself, like, he has to be dead or something to just disappear. Like, I didn't understand just what was the point. I was just like, it has to be a logical reason. Like, it has to be something that happened for him